Do you always feel like you're sweeping up pet hair in your home? I'm here with something that's been an absolute lifesaver in my house, especially if you're dealing with pet hair or that everyday funk that seems to appear out of nowhere. This is the Black+Decker FURBUSTER handheld vacuum, and honestly, it's become one of these tools that I use every day in my home and my car. What caught my attention first was just how lightweight this thing is. We're talking cordless, it's rechargeable, it fits perfectly in your hand. And but here's what really matters. How does it actually work? We've got some classic couch cushions, as you can see right here, some chaos here, pet hair, crumbs from last night's movie snack. You can watch how easily that this tackles it. And you can see that it's got some great suction power. Here's the handles, a little close up here. There you're going to see some how this is our dog bed that we got outside. Just get all that matted hair from inside of that. That suction power is really nice. That motorized brush is actually grabbing that stout, stubborn pet hair. Look at the funk that it pulled up just from one little quick thing. Easy to pop open that thing, pull out that little deal, and then dump that stuff out. Really limited in how much you have to get your fingers in there and get that funk on your hands, which no one really loves. All right, I think it's time for some fun. We're going to show you, this thing has got some volume to it, so I'll show you how loud it is, but also we've got the mighty FURBUSTER cam that's coming up for you, so check it out. You're getting the viewpoint in the world through the eyes of this little cleaning machine. There's Dexter. He's the whole reason why we bought this thing. How about that? And then you could just see how this thing gets into the places that your regular vacuum can't reach. We've got these stairs that go down into the basement, and they've got some nice carpeting, but Dexter likes to go up and down those things. And so doing things like this, or cleaning your car, if you're putting pets into a car, your car is pretty dirty or whatever, you can use this. And it's really super easy. I mean, to empty this dust bowl, look how easy it is to empty. You got no bags, no fuss. It literally takes 5 seconds. You just push this button that is right on the bottom, and that lid pops open like so. You can see that there's all kinds. Look at how much hair I got off of those stairs. You just kind of pull that thing out, and all of that stuff goes right into the bin. Just shake it, and all that stuff kind of comes out, and all of the dirt and all that stuff. And so the battery does seem to last a little bit longer than some of these other hand vacs that I've had previously. So it's always ready to go. And here's how you clean it. You just kind of pop it open. Just get it a little bit wet. Don't get it too wet because you don't want that filter getting super soaked. But I like to keep the filter out and kind of wipe the filter out with a sort of a damp cloth. I got paper towels here that I'm using to wipe off all of the dirt. And it's really easy. It just takes a couple minutes to just kind of wipe things in and out. I usually take a blower, a hand blower, and just kind of blow out all the stuff outside. That gets a lot of that stuff out of that as well. As you can see, just pop it right back in. It's clean. It's good to go for another round. Here is the hand vac going into the crevices of the couch. You can see it just sucks all of that stuff right out. Oh, that's so satisfying just watching that. It was like, oh, look at how clean that thing got my couch cushions. But I mean, the battery power, these things don't last forever. I'm not going to lie. You're not going to be able to spend 3 hours doing this kind of thing. So, but it took relatively quickly amount of time to get this thing recharged, and it was off and running. So, but I was able to do a good bit of cleaning with it before I had to recharge it. So, it's convenient to grab. You can actually use it. I love the FURBUSTER attachment too. We don't have this hooked in right here, but you can see that FURBUSTER attachment from earlier in the video. It cranks up. It snags all that deep matted hair out of the carpets, the cars, and other places where that hair just kind of seems to hide. If you spilled cereal at breakfast, 30 seconds, boom. Pet hair on the stairs, obviously, done. Crumbs in the car after a road trip, no problem. And again, just wiping that thing out at the end. All those little annoying little cleanups are, I'll deal with it later. You just turn it into, I'll deal with it later, to let me just grab this real quick. I tested a lot of other handheld vacuums, and really what sets this apart from is that balance between sort of power and, I guess, practicality. It's not really something to replace your main vacuum. It's making your home cleaner, as you can see, between those big cleaning days is kind of the way I look at it. So I'm going to show you really quickly how this sounds. So we're going to get a little bit of a volume test here for you. It's got two settings. There's a, I guess it would be like a low and a high setting. And then I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the FURBUSTER attachment on it. Really easy for you to clamp it on there. Stays put on there. You could tell how much battery power you have when you're charging it right here. The charger plugs in right here. It does that relatively quickly. So here, I'm just going to turn this on. You'll be able to hear, just how loud it is. That's the low setting. And that's the high setting. So it's not quiet, but it does have some serious power. And then I'm going to switch over here to the overhead, and you can kind of see how the FURBUSTER kind of works. I'll give you a pro tip here after or before I turn this thing on. Your hair can sometimes that you get up, depending on how long the hair is, or if you got if it gets other, not just pet hair but other people's hair in this. It could wind itself around in between here, but also here on the edges, you can kind of see that I've got some, here that are on the edges. What you want to do here is I just take a pair of scissors and I just kind of ride it underneath, and then just that pulls out all the hair. Grab a paper towel or a Kleenex, grab a hold of that and just pull that out. That's the quick way to kind of get that out. But I'm going to go ahead and turn this on. You can kind of see how these bristles work. Here's the low setting. And this does a pretty good job of getting the hair out if it's just, sort of surface hair. But if you really want to get that hair out, you turn it up to the high setting and you can see it. And I'm not even going to put my hand over that because I want to keep my fingers. All right, so there you go. This is the Black & Decker Dustbuster FURBUSTER cordless lithium hand vac, and I hope this video helps you.